What's up, my friends? 3-1 yesterday, 16-3 run. Paella Banchero, you're going to make us 17-3. I actually have more picks, probably up to 3-4. NFL and NBA. PrizePicks Flex Friday. Lots to take care of, and we're going to look at the optimizer. Let's go. Oh, yeah. So Paella Banchero over 20.5 points. And you can see it right there on PrizePicks at 21. Looking at underdog, it's at 20.5. That's where you take it. If you only have PrizePicks, I suppose you can grab it there. And if you're looking on sports books, you have two places. BetMGM minus 120 over 20.5, and Fliff over 20.5 for you Fliffer Nutters is minus 125. Get it while you can. Every other book moved it to 21.5, and I expect MGM and Fliff to also move it. I expect this line to ultimately end up at 21.5 on PrizePicks, and on underdog probably moves up to 21 at least. Now, Banchero coming off a very bad game against these same exact Wizards. His points prop in that game was 22.5, and he finished by playing just 27 minutes, which was 5 under his season-long average, and took 8 field goal attempts, basically half of what he averages each game, 15.5. All right, quick math. I expect a massive bounce back opportunity here. The Wizards are dead last in the NBA in opponents' assists per game, rebounds per game, and points per game, almost 125. That's right, 124.8 points per game and over 50 boards per game by opponents. Now you've got a guy in Banchero here who has the ability to score in the paint, the ability to score from the outside. He can rack up rebounds, offensive rebounds, put back opportunities. He's an all-around player, a rising star, I believe, and I think the Magic have their future cornerstone of this team. And I expect him to go out there today at 20.5 and absolutely smash the over. Without Wendell Carter Jr. and Markelle Fultz, he's also hit the over in 8 of 12 this season. Those two are out again today. I expect a bounce back opportunity. Give me the over. Now, again, we had both NFL and NBA picks to make today. So hang tight, hit the like button while you're here, and we're going to get to as many as we can as I line your pockets for Flex Friday on PrizePicks and talk about all the sportsbook angles that I can. Next one I actually want to discuss is twofold. I'm going to talk about two Pelicans players. First one being Zion Williamson. Now, I didn't post this in Discord as a play, but I did take notes, and then I posted a CJ McCollum player prop, which I will talk about next. So make sure you stay tuned. That's going to be the official one as well. Zion Williamson over 24.5 points. I actually do think this is a very nice value. Right now, minus 105 on DK. It's basically similar odds across all sports books, all DFS apps. 24.5, I think, is a fine play. It's not official, but it's an interesting one. The Spurs are giving up the 7th most points per game in the paint, 8th most points per game to opposing power forwards. Now you've got one of the NBA's very best bully ball type power forwards. This guy lives in the paint. He's not an outside player. He's not playing with his back to the basket. And Victor, and all his 7'4" frame, might have trouble with the 6'9" massive bowling ball that Zion Williamson is. And he's maybe not bowling ball. He's a wrecking ball in the paint. And Victor's slight frame might have trouble here. We've seen two power forwards against Victor this year that can score in the paint at will, and that's Julius Randle, who hit the over on his points prop against them on November 8th. And then we saw Karl Anthony Towns, who can also score in the paint at will, also hit the over on his points prop. Now, those are the only two power forwards this year with over a 20-point player prop line against the Spurs this season who hit the over. The other two were only Kevin Durant, and he's a different type of skill set. And he also scored a lot of points, 28, I believe, 27 the other, but he hit under on both his points prop. So both the guys that actually score in the paint at will, that's Towns and Randle, hit the over against Victor, and Victor also ended up in foul trouble against Towns. So I think that could happen tonight. I think Zion has hit the over in 7 straight games. He continues to score at will. He's scoring in the paint like crazy, and I'm taking the over there on DFS apps. Sportsbooks, I'm not taking it. I try not to take two player props from the same game. I'm taking the official pick of CJ McCollum, baby, over 8.5 rebounds and assists. I told you to stick around. Hit the like button while you're here, would you? Almost 4,000 views over the last 2 days each, which is just mind-boggling to me. Almost 6,000 visitors to the website all week, mysparry.com. There's a free parlay builder. There's a research Penguins corner. There's an article corner where you guys can get all a bunch of articles. And then, of course, the odds finder and optimizer, which we're going to use next. CJ McCollum, next official pick, over 8.5 rebounds and assists against these Spurs. Yeah, that's right. So if you're choosing between Zion or CJ, My official pick is on CJ McCollum. Now, I sent this out to Discord an hour ago. I said over 8.5 rebounds and assists, minus 123 on FanDuel Sportsbook. Not open on other books, but my notes were this line's going to get juiced. And when it juices on FanDuel, other books are going to finally open up, and you're probably going to see a bunch of books at 8.5 juicing the line to the over until it moves to 9.5, and then it's probably going to be at plus odds. That's when supreme value kicks in. I think the line ultimately closes around minus 115 or so. Don't hold me accountable to that because I have no clue. I'm just projecting it out, but I do think it ends at 9.5. And I think the value is grabbing it now, grabbing it early at 8.5, where, when you can, depending on your books you have available. If you're on Chalkboard or Sleeper, you're going to be able to grab it at 8.5, alt line it on Chalkboard if you need it. Now at 8.5, he's hit the over in 11 of 14 games alongside of Zion Williamson, Jonas Valanciunas, and Brandon Ingram. That's right. They've only played 14 games together while they're all active. Just hasn't happened. He averages 10.5 rebounds and assists in those games. One of those games was a 22-minute outing. Let's throw that one away. It was a blowout or an injury. I didn't even need to look back. He's hit the over in 11 of 13 of the others and averaged nearly 11 RAs combined. Now, yeah, the data, the trends, the lineup, all that, great, right? But what about the matchup? Ooh, it's a good one. Spurs are allowing the 8th most boards and the 6th most assists to opposing point guards. CJ McCollum, give me the over. 8.5 rebounds and assists everywhere you can get it. Make sure it's good odds. If it moves to 9.5, and that's the only way you catch it, right? You watch this video at 5 p.m. and that's where it is. As long as the odds are solid, minus 110, minus 115, no more than that, I don't mind it. If it's plus odds, I actually love it. Now I'm over on the website. I want to show you one thing real quick. I'm on the wrong tab. It's actually going to be the free betting picks. You can click this. Again, there's so much free stuff here. Really, truly trying to make sure the community has a way to eat. Going to be posting articles here, and I'm going to show you. Next pick for this video is going to be Sam Howell, and this bet, pretty sick. I wrote this one in, used the odds finder to show you the best odds, where to snag it, talked about plus EV betting. You guys can read this stuff, mysparry.com daily. Some stuff will be only for the website. Now I'm clicking on the NFL odds finder. I'm going to type in Howell just to keep it simple. There's Sam Howell. He pops up. You can see his pass attempts right here. I took the over 38.5 passing attempts, and here is why. Now you see the lines. Oh my goodness, they are really starting to juice. So you're going to have to snag it soon. Fliff looks like they just removed. We got that yesterday at minus 120. BetMGM, minus 125, looking good. Getting juiced everywhere other than Pinnacle, Caesars, DK moving the line. FanDuel moved the full value up to 39.5. Now we do have potential rain on the way for the game, but we know it's wind that really impacts this. This is my favorite NFL bet over the past month of football, which is wild because I'm on a 10-2 betting picks run right now. Dude has hit the over in 8 of the last 9 games. We know Miami can pour the points on. And if they do that, we're going to see Sam Howell throwing for 44 plus pass attempts for the 6th straight game. How crazy is that? Literally, it's been 44 plus pass attempts in 5 straight games. Even Tim Boyle for the Jets and Aiden McConnell for the Raiders both hit their pass attempt overs in the last 2 weeks versus Miami, and neither playing a pass-heavy team. I fully expect this line to be juiced to the over at 38.5, potentially even move 39.5, and also be juiced to the over and even end up at 40.5 at plus odds. So I'm going to get this value now. Again, MGM minus 125, still sitting there looking pretty. Fliff, I'm assuming we'll put it back up. You know how they come and go throughout the day. So make sure you just pay attention there. Now let's do it. Let's talk optimizer. Let's make sure we get some good plays in here. I'm going to highlight all the best values, both sports books and DFS apps. I'm going to go through all of them, NFL and NBA. Hopefully this will help you with your Flex Friday creations. Get yourselves your 25X. And again, I want you to use this on your own all weekend. Go ahead, use it. Make your own 25X Flex Friday slips. All right, I've clicked the NFL optimizer pick'em site. I'm going to leave it. I'll leave it at this so we can just scroll through. Optimizer, yes. Implied probability, highest to lowest. My friends, that's all you have to do. Click those 3 things and you're set up just like me. Now, if you're only doing research for one thing, like maybe you only want to look at sleeper picks, well, there you go. You can turn on just sleeper picks and you'll have yourself all the glorious sleeper plays you want, sorted by the implied probability, and get the best plays only. Now, the optimizer's not telling you to play this, play that. Here's what the optimizer told me to do. Nope, this is just telling you what the prices are, how much things cost, so to speak, while you're shopping for something. That's how I want you to look at this. Basically, if you're like, man, I really like Pat Fryermuth this weekend for under 3.5 receptions, you go and you look at the sports books and you can see where the best place is to play it. All right, if you go to the Pick'em site and you leave it just like this without selecting Prize Picks, without selecting Underdog and things like that, well, it won't show you the top plays immediately like it does if you have it selected like this. This will tell you what the best plays are per the math. I think there's value in looking at all 10 apps and DFS sites and sports books simultaneously to find the best value. But what you have to do when you do that is you have to scroll a little bit and they'll kind of pop up one at a time. You can see, check this out. Now, the problem is when you do this, you just have to scroll until you get to some numbers. And here you go. There's one, but there's only 3 sports books. I try to make sure there's 4 or more when I'm comparing the lines. This also allows me to see it like this, where I can see, okay, Pinnacle, a line that I really like to compare to, minus 145 across the board almost for every book. And then bang, you got DK Sportsbook giving you over 4.5 receptions, minus 130 on DraftKings for Chris Godwin. Like, that is a value to me. Keep scrolling, and there you go. You've got the number 1 play on the board. Also, 58.31% implied probability for Pat Fryermuth is available on Underdog and Sleeper, which we already talked about. Under 3.5 receptions, 5 sports books juicing the under, minus 145 on Fliff, all the way down to minus 135 on MGM. Again, the book I like to compare to, Pinnacle, minus 136. There's a few field goal, tackle assist plays are sitting there looking interesting. Keep scrolling, see if we can find some better. Ramondre Stevenson, under 3.5 player receptions, available on PrizePicks, Underdog, and Sleeper, 58.18% implied probability. Basically, what we do is we look at these odds, we add them up, we average them out, and then there's a math equation that gives you what the implied probability is. Basically, these odds are telling you the probability of this event occurring under 3.5 receptions. On a fixed price site like PrizePicks, Underdog, Parlay Play, you are getting superior value. You don't want to take a bunch of plus odd plays and parlay them together for the same 10x payout as you can get if you take a bunch of minus 130s and put them together to get a 10x. That's a much better way to gamble on a site like PrizePicks. Juju Smith-Schuster over 2.5 receptions looks very nice. We have 5 sports books telling us the same darn thing, that the over is a really high implied probability. Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown, very interesting. 4 books juicing it like crazy. And then Pinnacle, the outlier, minus 112. Now, you can take that on Underdog straight up without caring about this, but this does give me cause for concern. It makes me pause, hesitate for a half second, and maybe look into some data. Over 3.5 receptions, Rachaad White, juiced on 5 books. If you wanted a straight pick, it's sitting there at minus 130 on DK. Now, every once in a while, where you're scrolling through, you're going to see something like this, where you have David Montgomery over rushing attempts, right? Over 13.5. Fliff, juice. DK, juice. Caesars, way juiced. BetMGM, very nice value. And FanDuel already said, nope, you're not putting more money on over 13.5. We're moving this to 14.5. That's crazy. So BetMGM at minus 125, a full value lower than FanDuel, which is still leaning to the over, and all 3 other books juicing the over 13.5. This is tremendous value, getting David Montgomery over 13.5 rushing attempts on BetMGM. Now, does that mean it's a great data-driven play? No. What I'm trying to say is, if we are talking value, this is superior value. It's like if you're on the internet, you're like, man, I want some new Nike shoes. I love these types of shoes, whatever. You like the Jordans, Jordan Low ones, right? And you're shopping around, you're like, oh my goodness, it's $129 on this site. Every other site is $179. That is a superior value. Whether or not you buy the shoe and it comes in and it fits you and you like it, that's a different story. But when you're shopping around, it's the best price. Gas for your car, you go where the best price is. Same thing here. If you like this play, superior value right here. And some people, they truly just like to shop for value, and they're not even thinking about the data. They don't even care if it's a Jordan Low one. They're just looking and saying, wow, I really like Nike shoes, and this is a really nice value. That's how you can look at this. Switching over to NBA, you're going to have a lot of value for a larger NBA site like this. You can sort by different markets if you want. It's up to you. MySparty.com. I'm going to say it over and over. Again, quickly, you could just go to a site like Sleeper and just see what are the best plays on Sleeper. Check it out. Go back to the well with Scotty Barnes. Says the implied probability at 58.63%. You have insane odds. And by the way, this kind of makes me like the DK play over minus Over 7.5, -135. Because look, you have every book juicing the over, and then the sharpest one, -171. Wow, just wild. Same thing here for Jason Tatum, under 9.5 boards, DK -135. Then you got Pinnacle, -163. This is incredibly interesting to me. You could just slam these two plays as a 2-pick play over there on Sleeper, and you'd be in a really good position per the math to get a good return, a good bang for your buck. Here's another interesting play. Jaylen Brown on BetMGM, over 2.5 assists, -125. You got all these books juicing the over. FanDuel crazy high in the over. And then you get a really nice line at -125. Just quickly looked into the data. This line with Tatum, Derek White, and without Porzingis is hitting 70% of the games, averages 3.4 assists. Last 2 games without Porzingis, he's actually had 3 and 6 assists. Oh, matter of fact, I'm going to be honest, my friends, totally honest with you. While I was doing the show, just found something insane. Going to take an 80% hit rate play for Jaylen Brown. It's not this particular over 2.5 assist play, but I'm going to post it in Discord right now. Hopefully, if you joined up, $14.99, you'll see that. And if not, maybe you'll find it with the optimizer. All right, let's scroll through and see if we can find the best plays. Player assist, Jason Tatum under 4.5, right there in PrizePicks. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Stop the show. Stop the recording. This is literally the best example I could possibly think of. I freaking love this. We're very lucky about this. So, Optimizer will show you great opportunities like this. Jason Tatum, under 4.5 assists, is available on PrizePicks. Underdog Fantasy already bumped it to 4. They're like, ain't no way you're putting more money under 4.5. Sportsbooks, juicing the under. Fliff, -170. -132 FanDuel, -160 Caesars, -155 BetMGM, Pinnacle -140, and then, whoa, you're getting a -125 on DK. Supreme value on the straight, taking the under here, and great value on PrizePicks under 4.5. It continues here, under 2.5 assists for, is a total out there for Toronto. I mean, an outlier -120 when all other books are -145 to -160, -128 to the over for Jalen Brunson. 3s over 2.5. My friends, you can go through here and play all these great lines on sportsbooks, on PrizePicks. Here's another plus EV play, so on and so forth on your own. You can scroll through here all day, every day. These lines will always update. You just got to refresh the page whenever you want to shop new lines. And I don't want to hold you back. I mean, you can do this on your own. Jokic, 9.5 assists. Just got to put in the effort, put in the time, put in the hours. Not even the hours, honestly. Just put in the minutes. Scroll through here and you'll find, I mean, we're talking play after play, about 58% implied probabilities, usually around the cutoff for me. In these close ones, I'll just dig into the line, the research, and try to see if they're worth playing. Now, there's a guy in our Discord, PrizePicks DFS, I think is his handle, at PrizePicks DFS. Post all his stuff in his channel. And the last that I saw, just so I'm not lying, I want to bring it up for myself so I can do it live. He has posted every single pick that when he posts is at 57.5% implied probability or better, and he grabs the best lines on the books, and he's usually around -120 to -130. And his last record he has is 67-34. Wow. I mean, literally 67 out of 101 picks have been successful doing exactly what I'm showing you right now. I can't make it easier for you. I truly can't. Not only do we just give them to you in Discord if you're a member, but if you're not, you can use the optimizer to find those 67% winning picks on your own. Okay? Don't delay. It's totally free, myspray.com. And if you just are like, yo, just give us the answer sheet, we can do that. It's $14.99 Dub Club, link in the pinned comment. And my friends, honestly, I just need to go make some. I got to start posting these stuff for my premium because there's too much value out there today. Hope you all have a good day. I wish you the best of luck on your Flex Friday endeavors. And if you win, tag me on Twitter at DFS and Donuts. Just tag me. Say, yep, use the optimizer to win this. I love myspray.com. That website's full of free stuff. Whatever. It makes me happy. And at the very least, just hit the like button, drop a comment, join up, less than $15. I'll see you on the inside, my friends. Let's go. What up, my friends? Do you want access to a dozen plus cappers, an odds finder tool, and a parlay builder tool for less than $20? Well, you can have it using promo code STREAM, STREAM. I'll see you on the inside, my friends. Let's get paid.